Welcome, everyone. This is one of our quarterfinal matches for our February league. We are on the upper bracket at the moment. Right now, commentating for us, you have myself, Oliver V, and my bud, Mr. Jack Dax. Mr. Jack Dax, how are you doing today?
I'm excited to see how this match plays out. I mean, we have Omnitell, which is always a classic deck, especially in this case, it's blue-green Omnitell, and then we got blue-white Bomberman. A very interesting deck for a lot of people who play online only. Bomberman is a classic paper deck just because online has so many click-through actions that you need to do. Typically, this deck combos out in the white variant with Monastery Mentors, which we see in the list. Also, we have the Karn plan, so we're going to be wishboarding probably for a Walking Ballista to kill for Infinity Machine Gun down. It is an interesting combo matchup, to say the least. And Omnitell, of course, we're going to be trying to get Omniscient so we can hardcast an Emrakul for free. Hardcast. Or we get a Grizzlebrand so we can draw some more cards and then hardcast the Emrakul for free.
Really of note, the things we want to say going forward is, of course, Champagne being the one who is on Omnitel is going to be going first. Champagne was the 11th seed after all of the league finals, and Cosmic Coil was 13th seed. So Champagne has the choice of whether or not he is going to be on the play. I'm going to go ahead and assume that Champagne takes the play on this. Of note, though, here's the reason I'm so excited for this match. Number one, it's going to be blisteringly fast. That's what we're kind of expecting. But number two, Cosmic Coil's list is incredibly spicy. Cosmic Coil has four cards. Count it, four cards from Kaldheim. We have two Starnheim Unleashed, the sorcery that makes angels, and two Tales of the Ancestors, which is a draw card. And both of these, or all four of these cards, are foretell mechanics. So we might actually get to see the foretell token coming in at a certain point today, which I would absolutely love to see.
Yeah, that'd be super exciting, especially the Angel thing. It reminds you a lot of Entreat the Angels, but as a different kind of mechanic. Because I think it even has the same cost almost. Except the thing it's double X. It's X, X, and one white instead of double white and an X, right?
Yep, and that's only, of course, when you're doing the foretell cost. It is just straight up a 4 mana sorcery to make a single angel, unless you've gone ahead and done the whole foretell plan. So, of note, Cosmic Coil is mulling down to 6. Champagne going with Snow Covered Island to start, and then passing it over to Cosmic Coil, who will take the first draw for the turn.
And of course, for those who didn't keep up with the set mechanic for Foretell, Foretell is a pay 2 generic mana to put a card face down, right? If I remember correctly. And then
Yes,
you cast the
absolutely.
Foretell.
Yep, and it
Um,
has to be on a later turn, so you can't foretell and then do it. So in the event that Cosmic Coil makes infinite mana, they are unable to just go foretell and then immediately pay all the mana in. It does have to happen on a later turn, even if it's just passing it over to the other side. Uh, so of note, Cosmic Coil going with the turn one city into the glorious Azoria Signet. Love to see that in Legacy. And Bobble. Champagne doing Brainstorm at end of turn from the looks of it.
yeah, definitely. It seems really good. Of course, important to note, Cosmic Coil, they are a big fan of Japanese cards. They have a full Japanese black and white deck, which is, we've seen in the past, and they've won in the past with an Black White Eldrazi Taxes style deck, and they also play Dead Gael. Really cool decks to see. They have altered Scrublands, which are really, really cool. But they seem to be a big fan of the Japanese language on their cards, especially considering we're seeing, a Teferi coming out. Good old 3
Oh,
mana Teferi. Very good card.
well, Champagne, of course, they're actually just completely passing back, we see. No second land drop. It does look like Champagne is completely brainstorm locked at the moment. Cosmic Coil going ahead and playing Teferi into Take It Down just to draw a card, and then Tomb into just a second. Yo, it's a
Absolutely.
second Azoria Signet. Here we go.
I do want to say, looking at Champagne's list, it is blue green Omnitel. However, a lot of people, when it comes to blue green Omnitel, sometimes they expect to see a Eureka. One of Eureka is really cool. But of course, it's a rather expensive card. And here on the MTGPL Discord, we do allow proxies, of course, um, if you want to do that. But of course, we did see the Emrakul there.
Looks like
Top flip.
discarded to hand side from Champagne. Champagne still without any additional land drops and just choosing to shuffle it away.
Yep.
And then Cosmic Coil going ahead and before a land drop is going ahead and slamming the Karn. I imagine we're going to wish for a Lion's Eye Diamond here. And then we're threatening Micah's Inflatus on the following turn if Champagne doesn't draw out of this. The really nutty thing, of course, though, is even though Champagne has missed all these land drops, Champagne, if they just rip a soul land off the top and they have show and tell and omniscience, could just completely win at this moment, which is utterly terrifying.
Yeah, that's always the scary part when you're in a combo matchup because it's never about what you're doing. It's always about what your opponent's doing. And all they're playing interaction wise is to make sure you don't mess with their combo. And here we go. We're going to see the show and tell. I believe I've always talked about this a couple times, but I love the art on show and tell. It's just so kooky. I love the whole like Magic School Bus vibe from it, where it like shows you this like school kid. I think at Tellarian Academy too, where they're like doing a show and tell day. It is a really cool vibe. And of course, we're just going to hardcast an Emrakul, get that second turn. From Cosmic Coil, we're seeing a foil Auroch Salvagers. Love me that card. Very key piece to the combo that we're going to see from them. Usually, you would do this to trigger Mentor a bunch here by just recasting Bobble for free, but basically, or doing LED, 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 and just continuing to go LED.
Yeah, of note, Cosmic Coil does have infinite mana at the moment, correct? That is, or EX Salvagers can happen at instant speed, yeah.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, there is absolutely no payoff for it at the moment.
Nope.
There is no instant speed payoff for infinite mana. And Champagne is presenting lethal. There is also a Grizzlebrand. We are seeing the fail of summer just for the fun of it. Of note, Champagne and Cosmic Coil, this is open deck lists, so they are aware of each other's lists. However, we play it like it's a paper event, so they are unable to look at each other's lists during the actual gameplay. But we have to assume that Champagne looked at the list before and knows that there is no force of will coming from Cosmic Coil. So this failed summer is very much just a flex at the moment. And Champagne is just having fun. We have lethal on board, but we're just going to go ahead and jam the multiple Sylvan libraries mismatches, of
Of
course.
course.
And
Just a hard trigger your opponent.
the other show and tell. Is there a way to be punished from playing show and tell here?
There theoretically is. Just not main board wise
True.
that I can think of. I mean, you could be punished to.
I don't believe so because Ballistic would just come in as a 0/0 and die before you can put any counters on it.
Yeah,
So at this point, we're having fun. Champagne realizes that there is going to be very little time on the camera in this matchup, and is just milking it for the moment, just really
100%.
wanting to make sure all the cards are seen.
Yeah, if this was red white Bomberman, you would be seeing a Pyretic Spellbomb, which is very scary. They could have put a Pyretic Spellbomb and just kept going. And then you actually die for real that time. So good thing the players do know what they're playing against. Otherwise, this would be a very scary thing in the blind.
Ending the turn, going to the second turn, and of course having to resolve these Sylvan libraries.
Oh yeah,
And just going to swing in for lethal. Major props to Cosmic Coil for not just conceding and actually letting us watch this.
it's a glorious watch, you know.
Looks like just taking one
Hmm?
and swing for the kill.
And swinging,
Annihilator trigger,
very
sack things.
big card.
Cosmic Coil sacrifices themselves on the Annihilator trigger, and we are going to game
Two.
two. So, out of fear of this sideboarding going just as fast as that match is, let's dive straight into it.
Sure.
So, on Cosmic Coil side, we see that the vast majority of these cards are actually part of the Karn Wishboard package, so we aren't expecting to see those come in. However, there are a few that could be coming in going into this game too. We're seeing a single Lion's Eye Diamond, one Tormod's Crypt, one Walking Ballista, two Containment Priests, two Lavinia Azorius Renegades, one Liquid Metal Coating, two Meddling Mages, two Seals of Cleansing, one Torpor Orb, one Ensnaring Bridge, and one Mycos Inflatus. What do you think is going to be coming in on Cosmic Coil side going into this game too?
I think you're gonna need the Lavinias just to go against Omnitell. It's very difficult to go against Omniscience otherwise. Seal of Cleansing, of course, too. Get rid of Omniscience. Those are gonna be your scariest thing. And then the pinch, you can get rid of Sylvan Library if you're really scared of that. Mainly to be said for that. You could also get rid of Meddling Mage and just name. You could also put in Meddling Mage to name Show and Tell. It just really depends. I don't think you're gonna get any of the rest of the cards. They're just not gonna be very relevant in
Oh,
Omnitell.
absolutely not.
If this was Sneak and Show, I could see Containment Priest coming in. Or
Yeah, that is the one thing where UG Omnitel definitely does not care about containment
oh
priests at
no.
all. And of course, Lavinia namely interacting with omniscience, casting things without paying mana. The really interesting part of this is Champagne can show and tell if Cosmic Coil puts in Lavinia and Champagne is put in the Omniscience. Champagne can just wait a turn and cast Veil of Summer if he decides to keep it in. All of his things become uncounterable, and then he can continue to go off through the Lavinia, which is quite interesting. Let's jump over to Champagne side very quickly. We're seeing two Carpet of Flowers, one Flusterstorm, one Spell Pierce, one Surgical Extraction, one Veil of Summer, one Echoing Truth, one Return to Nature, one Force Negation, four Leyline of the Voids, one Shared Summon, and one Sublime Epiphany. Again, we're seeing really a wishboard package with Champagne having the three Cunning Wishes, but I think there's one card that's quite important in this board plan. What do you think, Mr. Jack Dax?
I think we bring in the four ley lines and cut whatever we feel is unnecessary. Just go.
Oh, absolutely. Slam it. I can really see the Veils being the cards that come out personally. The rest of the cards really are serving a function. While there's a ton of air in this deck, there aren't that many bad cards, right? Just because so many of your cards are just trying to get you to your exact combo. And really, Veil of Summer, looking at these lists, the only way it ever is going to interact is against Lavinia, and you still can Cunning Wish to go ahead and do that. and basically go and get the Veil of Summers that you boarded away. Of note, because these ley lines of the voids, and because Cosmic Coil knows that they are there, they're able to look at the boards while side or look at the list while sideboarding. We know for sure these seals of cleansing have to be coming in, right? Both because it hits Omniscience, but then also, even more importantly, it hits the ley line that otherwise shuts you off.
100%. There's only one way you can go about that. Especially if Champagne is going to be concerned about the driver's seat here. Um, Cosmic Coral can definitely OTK, get that one turn kill. It's very relevant.
Yeah, of note, while I think Champagne's cards that he takes out is quite easy, it's a little more confusing on Cosmic Coil's side what they are going to choose to take out. I do wonder if, as much as I would love to see these Foretell cards, I can't help but wonder if they're the weak links here. And I don't want to see Mentors come out, but that's a possibility as well, I guess. And we're seeing, turn one Chalice. Is there Force of Will?
Not looking likely.
No, wow. And the thing that's really scary when you're on Cosmic Coil side is while this Chalice has the possibility to be amazing and just strand a bunch of cantrips that Champagne needs to go through, there's the possibility that it does absolutely nothing this game, right? Where if
100%.
Champagne just plays Show and Tell and doesn't need to do any cantripping, it's just a dead card essentially.
Yeah, no, it's 100% a problem. I mean, if there's no preordains needed, if they just have the nuts and they have the soul land in hand, just skip past it, just cast the show and tell, and you're fine.
Oh, and we're seeing Force Negation on the Signet. I actually really like this play because hitting the Signet here makes it that it's impossible for Cosmic Coil unless they have like the petals, right? Without petals, it's impossible for them to get the 4 mana with the colored source in order to go Auriok Salvager and combo off on the following turn. So really heads up play on this Force Negation, in my opinion. It looks like just a little bit of confusion in terms of what cards are exiled. Looks like the city and the bauble were accidentally placed there. However, we got everything settled out. Uh
Yep.
oh. Mr. Jack Dax, I think you called it. I'll be totally honest. We're seeing Soul Land into Show and Tell. Let's see the Omniscience.
Well, if you hope for the Lavinia here, you can get out pretty fine, but it just really depends what you play here. Because then you don't actually have to worry about any of the bigger creatures that come out of this. We're gonna see a Seal of Cleansing against Omniscience. Okay. Um, that's not good.
Oh,
That is not good. Not what
that
you
is
want to see.
exactly the punish for putting in the seal. It does look like Cosmic Coil tanked for a moment there of what they were going to choose to put in. So I do wonder if there is the Lavinia in hand that was the other choice. Of course, Lavinia would have been the way to get around this. But hindsight's 2020.
Yep.
And that's it.
Yeah, it's gonna be game.
There is
Unfortunate.
unfortunately no way out at the moment. Unless no, there's not even enough petals. Oh, there are 4 petals, I guess. So
There's
there's a
nothing.
chance. It involves 4 petals though. We'll have to
Ah,
see what happens.
the greatest turn known to anyone. Oh, we
Being
see
draw and
Charles.
looks like concede. And there is the Lavinia. So I do have to wonder if that was in Cosmic Coil's hand and that's what they were tanking over at the time. Um, yeah, I mean that's kind of what we expected with this matchup though, right?
Yeah.
Super, super fast. We saw a total of 5 turn cycles.
Yeah.
No, I think 6 turn cycles over these 2 games, but that's really what we were expecting. Really interesting games across the board, I guess. Of note, major congrats to Champagne. Champagne won his league pooled in order to get here, then won the round of 16 to make it to the quarterfinals, and then won here today for us as well. But then also major props to Cosmic Coil as they did the exact same thing. They took down their pool, won the round of 16, and then made it here. So congrats to all the players. It is no small feat to be able to get this far,
Oh
for
yeah.
sure.
Yeah, and Champagne will be moving on to the semifinals, playing the winner of Down to One Life, and I believe Percy in
Ooh,
bracket they're in. Um,
exciting.
Of course, for those watching and don't know enough about us, we are the MTGPL, the MTG Paper Legacy Discord. The Discord link is in the description below, where you'll also find the deck list for our players here today on this video. If you want to play in our events, we have a weekly Saturday tournament every week with a cool token prize. Every other Sunday, we have a European-centric tournament. Every Tuesday night, we have the Legacy Fight Night, which is a rotating streamed event where we do 3 rounds of Legacy, whether it be a mod fight where you play against one of our mods, such as myself and Oliver, or, we play some other fun stuff like Pre-Innistrad Legacy and all sorts of good stuff. Or maybe you want to get on this league action, be in one of these top 8s. You can play the league every month. We have a league every month, which also feeds into our invitational every quarter. To qualify for that, you get points from playing in our league, and you get points from playing in our weekly events, whether it's the Saturday or the bi-weekly Sunday event. Once again, I'm Mr. Jack Dax. Above me is my lovely co-host Oliver V, uh, and we are the MTGPL, and we hope that you join us and let us be your local meta.
Absolutely. Take care, everyone.